Hey, so before we ask any questions, I just want to make one thing clear. Um,
Okay.
so I've brought y'all tea. I know you can't say anything because like you don't want to spoil the twist or whatever, but we all know that Leah and Ari are the same person, and I'm being serious. That's not a joke. And I'm gonna lay out why I know these are the same people on two different. It's the same person on two different accounts. Let me tell you why. So first off, when I first met them, I was like, "What's going on with these profile pictures?" Like, at first I got them confused because like the profile pictures are so similar to me. They both do that little weird AI twist, the AI not twist. What is it called? They both have this weird looking AI pictures of like some white girls, and it's like, what's going on? So that had already kind of like tipped me off. That was a little strange, a little odd to me. So I was like, that's interesting. And then, okay, as I think more about it, like I looked, okay, so I went from Ari's DR, or me and Ari's one on one to me and Leah's one on one. They type the exact same. They both do that little multiple exclamation points. They both have those little emojis. So like, it's just like, girl, you think you're fooling someone? You could at least try to change it up, like change capitalization to punctuation or something. It's like you're not even doing okay. And then another thing is the fact that okay, so today, or it was either today or yesterday. I think Ari was it. Yeah, Ari gave me like a full breakdown of her job. She's like a genetic counselor. She works in hospitals and stuff. She like gave me a full breakdown. Like, it was like pages and pages. I'm like, damn girl, you must really love this job because you like let me know every piece and part of it. And that's cute or whatever. But then when I go to Leah and talk about her job, she's just like, oh, I just work in like the ER from like, and I work like the graveyard shift. And it's given the only reason she's saying she works a graveyard shift is specifically so she can like try and say she has like messed up hours. So whenever Ari's awake, she's asleep, and vice versa. So that way she can like log on at different times and they don't have to be on at the same time. And then Hex had told me she had never saw Ari and Leah interact with each other, and that makes sense because the girl's the same person. Like you're not talking to yourself. That's weird. So I haven't clocked this off, but yeah, you can go ahead and you can ask a question now.
Very interesting. Okay. So, you survived your first eviction. Um,
Mm-hmm.
kind of let us know how you're feeling about that vote. Why did you ultimately decide you wanted to evict Ty?
Because honestly, whatever Hex says, Hex gets. At first, I was fine with Ty staying just because like I like Ty. I felt like Ty was a good ally for me. Like the way Hex felt about Clash, I felt about Ty. But then, so I didn't really care. But then Hex basically kind of put her foot down. Was like we keeping Clash. We sticking with Clash because Clash sticks with us, whatever. So then Clash stayed, and like I wasn't too worried about it because I had thought Ty would give me her tokens, which she ended up did, even though like I dragged her a little bit because I thought she didn't. But yeah, shout out to Ty. I love you, girl. Wherever you at. She probably not spectating the season because she didn't like play in the season. Anyways, so like, what was I saying? Oh yeah, okay. So then Clash stayed, and like honestly, it turned out really good for me. I think, because one, Clash is just gonna be more of an active player than Ty, so he actually has like a vendetta against like the people that tried to get him out, being like Robin, Danielle, Dre, Hunter, you know them. And then he won HOH immediately, and then that gave me room basically to make my first real alliance, the alliance outside the vets with me, Hex, Leah, and Swan. So actually, I feel like it kind of opened the game up a lot for me, which I really appreciate. So shout out to Hex, and yeah,
Very interesting. So, Ty ends up giving you 50 of his tokens.
as I always knew they would. Um,
Um, where so it seems you suspect he had more tokens that he shared with potentially other people. So who do you feel
mhm.
like may have received tokens from him?
The only person know Ty had like some type of relationship with, but beyond me was Ari. I don't know if you can tell me this, but I was wondering this too. If Ty was just like, fuck it, I don't want to give anyone tokens, could they have done that? Or like they have to give the tokens away to someone?
Yes, he could choose to not give tokens.
Oh, well, if he had 50 tokens and he didn't give them no one, he's like, wear boots because I don't just give me out 100 tokens. Um, maybe because I voted them out. I don't know. But if not me, my only guess would be like Ari or maybe someone they play with before. But I don't know. I'm not too worried about it.
All right, interesting boots. So you put yourself forward for the auditions this week with 121 tokens.
Sure do.
Um, kind of walk us through how you're feeling with the auditions. Why did you put so many tokens? Why did you want, to go in and whatnot?
Um, Woke up to press a Coke up. I just kind of naturally assumed that because it was 60 last week, it would be like more this week. Because the girls had saw like, oh, okay, so it's only going up and up from here. I guess I'm the only one who thought that because second place was Robin and somebody else was 17. Like, all right, uh, being frugal for no reason. Um, and so yeah, I had done too much basically. Like I just can't do deal with twists. Like after BBD2, I should have known to stay away from twists because like I just be like, I'm just very impulsive. So I was like, I want the tokens. And then I was like, I don't want the tokens. But then I was like, oh, bitch, I want the tokens. So let me use all my tokens and then get everyone else's tokens. And so then I got all my tokens and I was wasting money basically. The twist I got was relatively cute. I think it could be good. It would be best if like I didn't tell like half the house already, but I kind of did. So we're gonna see how that turns out. But like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's some pros and cons. One, I feel like I've been relatively under the radar at this point, but now it's like, ooh, where the fuck did Zyves get 121 tokens from? What's going on with that? That's why I'm trying to make it like clear that ooh, I spent these tokens to like tie game to me. Um, and then, but the good I think maybe could be like with Swan, the fact that I asked him for some tokens and was willing to give them to me. Maybe that could have built some trust there. But I do have some issues with Swan for like a long term position, which kind of goes into I don't know if you're going to ask about who I want evicted, but like I could go into that, so I could talk about that too. But yeah.
Yeah, you could get into that.
Okay. So basically, if votes were or the noms were to stay the same, I think I would want Robin out instead of Hunter, for a variety of reasons. Right now, I think the house is kind of like fractioned off into like multiple different, I guess, voting blocks. Me, Hex, and Lynn. I guess Ari, Leah, uh, Swan, or should I just say, Ari Swan because Ari Lee is one person. Dre, Hunter, Danielle, and then I don't know, and Clash is there too, and Nathan's also here. I don't know if they were doing for real, but I just feel like leaving Robin in gives Swan the ability to kind of like go back to Robin and like kind of work with him again, and I'm just kind of like afraid of that. I want to kind of like um just take away as many options from others as possible. I feel like Robin's in like or not Robin. I feel like Swan's in a really good position right now, where he's earned Hex's trust and other people's trust because that vote flip. He has like Leah slash Ari as like whatever final two whatever's going on with them, and he also has like my T clock because I gave a lot of information about my game to him. I let him know that I like Hex. I like with Hex. I'll let him know that Ty gave me all those tokens, and I'll let him know about my twist. So I feel like Swan has a lot of power, and I want to like kind of take away as much power from him as possible moving forward. And yeah, well, yes.
All right, interesting. Um, so you received Alyssa's veto of solace. How do you feel like this twist will impact your game?
Like I just wanted like something like overpower. Like I wanted another coup. I wanted 10 weeks of safety. I wanted Siri to enter their house through a dupe and protect me. I don't know. It's like a cute little thing. I just feel like it's very conditional. Like one, the video has to be used, which is kind of takes power away from it, especially if like other people know it. They could just be like, "Ooh, let me just put Walker up on a block," and then win this veto. So then like not use it. So then like it's wrapped for him. Oop, not call myself Walker. And so it's just kind of like I don't know. Like it's cute. I think it could be cute in certain conditions. It's just kind of like those conditions have to occur first for it to like actually be of use. But I'm glad I got up power. I just kind of want to do a thing where I was 3 for 3 in terms of power. The Coop season 1 or BBD2. I don't know what the fuck I got on BBD8, but I got something then, and then another one BBD3. So I'm 3 for 3. And yeah,
Okay, very interesting. So how did you feel about the veto draw and what would be like your ideal scenario for veto results?
ideal scenario I think would be for the votes or not the votes for the nominations to stay the same. Um, because if one of them come off, I assume not Hunter. Oh my goodness, I assume Clash is gonna nom either Danielle or Dre, which is like I guess they can go, but I really do think I'm slightly trying to put in work with like all of them to where like even if they were to empower, I think I would be like relatively low on the list of like who to nom. Whereas I don't think Robin would necessarily nom me either, but I just like Robin as like a piece on the larger like puzzle girl, larger chessboard, larger chessboard at hand, like could be a future impediment for me. So hopefully they stay the same. And then if I'm going to think about it, sit on it, and I want to try to convince Hex and Lynn that Robin probably needs to go. I don't know if I necessarily could, because they might be like, oh, but the vets. But I don't know. I'm going to try to think on it. Like, how could I convince them that Robin can leave? I had said something in our chat, but they're not responding for some reason. So I don't know what's going on about that, but we'll see. Well, yes.
Very interesting. You've got a new alliance set up of you, Hex, Leah,
Sorry. And
please,
Swan.
and Swan,
Um.
right? So,
mhm. So
how are you
basically, my
feeling
first.
about this alliance? Mhm.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying, how are you feeling about this alliance?
So basically, my first Royal Alliance, because like the Hex Lynn me thing was kind of like inevitable. We were obviously going to like make something, and so I don't know. It's cute. I do really like Swan and Leah as people, but that also kind of scares me. Like when I was initially coming into the game, I was like, okay, so who are the newbies with tabs? I need to find them and like either ally with them or get them the fuck out. So like, there's some girls like obviously like Ty doesn't have tabs. Clash tab deficient, but it depends. Kind of goes up back and forth. But I feel like Swan and Leah, I'm just like sensing tabs from them. Like they're good players. They're social. They're not afraid to make moves, and I kind of respect it, but I'm also kind of scared. It's like, ooh, you making moves against Robin, who apparently was y'all like ride or die, like week one. If you gotta make a move against me to get me the fuck out, you definitely will. And so that's making me kind of nervous. So I feel like it's just like at this point, now that I'm really thinking about it, I want to try to stay as close as possible with them as I can, but I also want to like kind of warn Glenn and Hex like these are two people to like be wary of. Like we can't just like fully put our full trust in them because they've already shown that they're willing to cut a bitch, so they'll cut us easily. And so yeah, well, sort of, kinda.
All right, very interesting. Um, so Hex revealed some more details about her sponsorship. What were
Mm-hmm.
you thinking about that and about her punishment?
Mm-hmm. Oh, but she said she didn't get a punishment. I don't know if that's truth or not. I didn't put much thought into it. She didn't get a punishment. Maybe she can't talk about it, so she just said she didn't get one. But like her punishment is like something like I don't know. Her sponsorship. Honestly, I wish I got that shit. Like I basically like wanted like some selfish shit. I don't want something like possibly like aid an ally or anything. I just want some shit that like would secure my safety. Golden power of veto, or not golden, silver, diamond. I don't know. A veto, a secret HOH, something like this. Like I said, it's cute, but it's conditional, and I can't even really save myself with it. So it's like I'm kind of jealous of Hex that she got that thing, especially on the first week. But honestly, now that I really think about it, if you have to break it down, it's almost kind of useless because like Clash won HOH anyway, so it's like she wasn't going up this week, so it's kind of a waste. But yeah,
All right, very interesting. So I guess lastly, how are you feeling like with your trust rankings for the house right now?
okay. So I don't know. For some reason, I'm like constantly uneasy in the house. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. If it like keeps me on my toes, or if I'm like just doing too much. Like I said, it's been a couple years since I've played like org and like took it seriously. I was in Crystal and IBBO, but you wouldn't know because I like got kicked out for inactivity. So I don't know. Like I feel like certain parts that I have kind of like naturally progressed on in terms of like gameplay are kind of being lost because I just haven't played in so long, so I'm kind of rusty. And what was the question again? I'm sorry.
Just basically kind of like how would you would rank the people in the house right now?
Oh, like trust rankings. Okay. It's like I feel like I was saying I feel really uncomfortable. Uh, Obviously Hex and Lynn like are some ride or dies as long as they don't like betray me. I don't think Lynn will betray me. I do think Hex will. But that'll be something for down the line. I think for right now, they're my ride or dies. They've like given me a lot of game information, which I really appreciate. They basically kind of like kept me alive in the game. Otherwise, like week one, I'd have been totally in the dark without them. So that's cool. So definitely Hex and Glenn tied for first/second. Then after that, I guess it would have to be Swan/Leah. But like, I guess I'm strategically aligned with them, but like, I don't actually trust them as players. Um, Swan less so than Leah. Like, I kind of trust Leah/Ari, but I don't fully trust them. Maybe once she tells me that she's like a twin choice or whatever, then I'll be like, okay, girl, ride or die, final three. Me, you, and Ari. But otherwise, I don't know. Like, so yeah, that would be my second or third slash fourth trust people, and then Clash. I guess Clash is fine. I don't know. Like I said this in my DR before. I try to work with Clash, but like he doesn't really give me much. And then like I'm like, is Clash straight or gay? Because we trying to do like little keyboard spam, the YOS, the LMAO, or not LMAO, the I don't know. I'm just like, are you trying to like just acclimate to like you see a whole bunch of gays in here, so you like let me just talk like these little sissies, or like is it like you actually talk like that? I don't know. I don't want to ask though either because that might be like an issue. But yeah, so I guess Clash fifth, and then Nathan, like it's again like Nathan's not serious. Like I feel like I can't take anyone serious really beyond Vlin and Hex. So, like I'm just gonna say Vlin and Hex, and then after that it's kind of like Schrodinger's ally. Like can I trust you? Can I not? Girl, I don't know. We gonna see. Well, yes.
Okay. Well, thank you, Zyves. Congrats on surpassing day 50 in the house. And,
Period.
keep your little voting record, period.
Coming for Celeste, where she's scared, wherever she's at.
Period. All right. Toodles.
Bye.